Hi. When I was born, like many of us, I was wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, very excited about life, very open spirit, open mind, innocent, definitely naive. I was innocent of beliefs and ideas and expectations and agenda. I was just open to whatever life had to give me, and it was fun. And I lived many years in awe and wonder at just being alive. And then I began to notice that people didn't necessarily, adults in my life, weren't doing what they said they were going to do. They weren't walking their talk. I noticed there was a discrepancy between what my parents and adults and teachers said and what I saw them do. Also, there was a shift, a difference between what people said, that they were happy or whatever, and the vibration that they were in. Now, I didn't have those terms then, but as a child, I could feel that there was something not congruent, something off, something different between what I was hearing and what people said and what I experienced. Their energy was different than what they were saying. And then I began to find books and other sources there wasn't the internet then, but I began to find things to read in the library and in bookstores about those aspects of life that my parents wouldn't talk about or didn't talk about, or school didn't talk about, or TV. And as I started reading more about what it appeared the adult world was not interested in discussing, I eventually started to make films. And I made films about the subjects that people didn't want to talk about: war, death, injustice, discrimination, pollution of the environment. And I began to make films about it. And then I was in college, and I felt college would be different. After all, I felt I had the naive idea that in college they were going after the pursuit of truth. And let's just say in my experience, I was disappointed. I realized I didn't have an appointment with truth at my university. Then I felt the art world would be different. Film and painting and sculpture and other forms of artistic creation, writing. And I discovered it also wasn't what it appeared to be. And at that point, I went blind, totally blind. And my feeling, one way I might describe what happened to me, was I didn't want to see anymore at 19. I had seen through things, I'd seen behind things, I'd seen into things, and I didn't like what I saw. And I guess, and on one level, this is just one way, I just shut down and decided, well, I don't want to see anymore because I'm not enjoying what I'm seeing. Plus, there was a discrepancy between what was said and what was presented. And one of my higher self, or God or source, showed up in the form of Saint Germain, the energy I relate to as Saint Germain. And so do the guitar, and the sound vibration, playing the guitar, changed my vibration. It raised my vibration, in which I decided I felt in a different space, a different energy. I saw the world differently. It felt differently. I saw a portal, a way to live differently that I was willing to live. And lo and behold, overnight, I got my eyesight back. No doctors had been able to diagnose it or treat my blindness. Yet, when I was able to find a way to shift my vibration, to raise my vibration, I all of a sudden was able and willing to see again. So then I went back to college, finished my last year, and when I graduated, I got very, very sick for over a year. I couldn't work. I was freezing all day. I had no friends. I really was barely living. I slept 20 hours a day. And my sense of that is, on one level, I didn't want to enter the society that I felt I had to enter. My parents lined me up a good job in broadcasting and television and film, but it was in a public station. It was small town. And it was also mainstream media and mainstream society. And I felt that in one way, getting very sick was a socially acceptable way to not have to go into the system. And I wasn't aware of it at the time. but I felt that that was something, one aspect that was behind it. And so I got very, very sick, and then Saint Germain showed up again and said, you know, you don't have to enter the society at the wavelength, at the frequency, at the vibration in which it exists. You can enter it at a higher vibration. You can be in the world and not of it. You can be in the world of interacting, working, playing, and not be at that vibration. You can keep a higher vibration. And so again, I began to seek ways to shift my vibration. Again, I used sound, but I also used yoga and meditation and chanting and prayer and hiking and swimming and dogs and cats and nature and love. I sought out anything that would help me to shift my vibration to a higher frequency. And sure enough, as I started to get the knack of shifting my vibration, I got healthy again. And then I still had the challenge of what do I do in the world that would nurture my spirit? What could I do to make a living? Also to go have relationships and live in the society, not of it, but in the society, and not shut down. Not shut down like I had been, my eyesight and my health, and just withdrawn from the world. And Saint Germain kept coaching me. You could say he coached me, and he came in and he coached me, and he used to say, step by step we climb. And I was feeling like stepping step by step up a mountain. And in a way, that was the idea. Now I realize it was like stepping up my vibration and climbing that mountain step by step, vibration by vibration, octave by octave, frequency by frequency, excitement by excitement, raising my energy field. Then I would be climbing a mountain. In a sense, I would be ascending a mountain. I would be ascending the feelings, the emotions. And Saint Germain used to always say to me, you know, you are all ascended masters. It's just a matter of when you decide to realize it and live it and enjoy it. An ascended master is someone that's mastered the programming, the conditioning, mastered vibrations that are not nurturing, mastered the world of conditioned response and programmed perception, and ascended that world of programming, conditioning, and narrow perception until you become, like the shamans say, a condor, an eagle, a hawk, where you soar above your life, all life, and realize that your spirit, your soul, and from there, like the hawk or condor or eagle, you can see, and you can even come down into the world. You can see a blade of grass. An eagle can see a blade of grass. It can see little animals from way up high. And when it comes down to eat or to be in the world, perspective, physics, it keeps that wider view, the big picture. So it's in the world, but not of it. It keeps the vibration. But it can interact on the ground. So as I learned to do that, by finding ways to shift my vibration, I began to realize that I didn't have to be so concerned with what I ate or who I was with or what I was doing, because I could transmute. If I was at a higher vibration, I could transmute or transform or shift any vibration that I was in, whether it's the food I was eating or the food of thoughts I was taking in or the food of conversations or activities I was around. If I was at a high enough vibration, a high enough level of innocent, open, playful frequency, energy, if my energy field was spinning highly enough in the flow, connected to the heavens, then I could bring heaven to earth. I could bring the bigger perspective, the condor, the eagle, down into my everyday life. And I could transform or transmute whatever frequency or vibration or activity or thought or human activity that was not at a level that was nurturing for me. I could bring it up. I could experience it from a higher state, and I could also bring that vibration up to a higher level in my universe, in my parallel frequency. And as I learned to do that, step by step, I was able to climb. And I just wanted to share this morning that, you know, I got it about as low as you can get. You know, I was blind, I was totally shut down, withdrew, I slept 20 hours a day, I was freezing, I couldn't work, I couldn't interact, I couldn't feel anything, physically or emotionally. I really shut down. And then I realized, well, I could stay here, shut down, maybe I'd be safe here, maybe, probably not. Or I could take higher advice through Saint Germain, or however it comes to you, and step by step, I could raise my vibration. Now, I didn't believe or think it was possible at the time, for sure. But yet, I just did it. I took that first step. I stepped up my vibration. With an animal, with a dog, a cat, nature, a friend, with love, with some activity that was fun, with swimming, with sports, with dance, with art. Finding ways where my spirit could express freely, finding environments where I could express freely. And as I did, I started that spiral that stepped up my frequency and vibration until I got to the level where I could not only understand, but where I was experiencing that everything is love, everything is energy. And that was my experience of life. And then learning how to play there and soar and flow with spirit. So what I suggest is finding ways, asking if I knew how I could raise my vibration in this situation, your physical situation, with money, with a certain person, with an activity, if I knew how to increase my frequency, my vibration, to shift to another wavelength, what would I do? How would I step up my vibration? And then let go and let God guide you. Let go and let your higher consciousness, intuition, send you messages, clues about what you could do or how you could live or what you might open to that would raise your frequency, raise your vibration. And then from there, that's your new bottom line. From there, you can go up another level and another step and another octave. And as you climb those octaves up, you begin to fly with the angels. You begin to experience all of life from that expanded, compassionate, joyous point of view. Thank you.